Hello, welcome back to the Wisdom of Deborah. It's Resurrection Day 2. I wonder how you're feeling and whether you're still experiencing that resurrection joy and allowing Easter to be born each day in you. Yesterday, I left you with a quotation from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 15. In returning and rest, you shall be saved. I've been lingering on that phrase overnight. And sometimes the word returning is translated as repenting. For me, repenting is about coming back to the truth of who I am. It's about being centered again. I wonder what pulls you off center and what helps you to be centered again. I've recognized in myself that I'm pulled off center if I spend too long at my desk, or if I spend too long doing one task. And although I like to see something completed in one sitting, probably when I try to do that, I actually become unproductive. A number of years ago, someone introduced me to the 7 sacred spaces that was devised by a man called George Lings. And he did some research into monastic communities and recognized that communities have 7 sacred spaces. First, they have the cell, the place of private prayer, the place where you can have that honest conversation with a God of your understanding. The second space is the chapel, the place of public worship. At the moment, as churches are shut, it may be quite hard to find those places for public worship. But perhaps you can worship online or through Zoom or through telephone conversations. Perhaps you can join in by saying a daily office in communion with people all around the world. Perhaps your worship will be through sacred chant or sacred dance, or through going for a walk out in nature. Plenty of ways in which we can give worth to God. The third sacred space is the garden. It's that place where much of the work of the day is done. And the fourth space is the refectory, that place of shared meals, a place of hospitality. And the fifth space is the chapter room, the place for family discussions and decision making. The sixth space is the cloisters, a place where you encounter other people, both those who you are drawn to and those who you might find activate you. And the seventh sacred space is the scriptorium, or the library, a place of shared learning. I wonder where that is in your home. And some people have suggested to those 7 sacred spaces we might want to add 2 more. The infirmary, the place where we care for the sick, and the almonry, the place where we care for the poor. And communities that operate out of all of those spaces are communities that tend to be thriving and engaged. Sadly, too often the church can operate out of only one of those spaces, the chapel. And then somehow its ministry is diminished. So in this time of lockdown, perhaps you can give thought to the micromonastery of your own home. How are you living out of those 7 or 9 sacred spaces? Do you give more attention to some areas than to others? What pulls you off centre? And what helps you to be centred again?